Your morning is a battlefield. Before your feet even hit the floor, you're under siege. The shriek of the alarm is the first attack. The barrage of notifications from your phone, emails, headlines, social media, is the incoming artillery. Right away, you're in a state of reaction, defending yourself against the demands, anxieties, and distractions of the day. Modern life has wrecked our ability to start the day with focus, calm, and purpose. We've become passengers swept away by a current of digital noise and other people's priorities. But what if the solution isn't some new app or a trendy productivity hack? What if the fix is a 2,000-year-old framework for building an unbreakable mind? Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, faced his own daily battles. Not with emails and social media, but with the immense pressures of ruling an empire through plagues, wars, and personal loss. To prepare his mind each morning, he used a specific set of principles to fortify his inner world against the chaos of the outer one. He worked to build what modern scholars, inspired by his writings, call an inner citadel, a fortress of calm and reason that couldn't be breached by external events. So let's deconstruct the 4 modern habits that are breaking your morning and give you the ancient, battle-tested antidotes to replace them. This isn't just about waking up earlier, it's about waking up better. If you're ready to stop being a passenger and start taking command of your day, make sure you subscribe because we're about to build your fortress. The first, and maybe the most destructive modern morning habit, is this: immediately checking your phone. It feels like an innocent reflex, but it's a quiet act of self-sabotage. In those first vulnerable moments of being awake, you are willingly flooding your mind with external noise. You're inviting stress, outrage, comparison, and 1,000 trivial things into your head before you've even had a chance to connect with yourself. Your morning is instantly hijacked, turned into a reaction to others' agendas rather than a declaration of your own. The Stoics would see this as a huge error in judgment, a willing surrender of your greatest power. The philosopher Epictetus taught that our main job in life is to distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot, an idea often called the dichotomy of control. You can't control the news, the demands in your inbox, or what someone posted online. But you absolutely can control whether you expose yourself to it in the first 5 minutes of your day. This is a sentiment Marcus Aurelius captured when he wrote that you have power over your mind, not outside events, and realizing this is where you'll find strength. Grabbing your phone first thing is to immediately focus on what you can't control, setting a tone of powerlessness for the entire day. So, what's the Stoic antidote? Serenity through subtraction. The fix isn't to add something, but to remove something. For the first 15, 30, or ideally 60 minutes of your day, the phone doesn't exist. It stays across the room, maybe on airplane mode. Instead of consuming, you'll reflect. Sit in the quiet and ask yourself the foundational Stoic question: what is within my control today and what is not? Your thoughts, your actions, your responses, these are yours. Everything else is external. By simply delaying the flood of information, you build a reservoir of peace and focus. You start the day on your own terms, from a place of internal strength, not external reaction. The second broken habit is that seemingly harmless negotiation with the snooze button. Each time you hit it, you're casting a vote for what's easy over what's necessary. It feels like a small act of self-kindness, just a few more minutes of warmth. In reality, it fragments your sleep, leaves you groggier than before, and sends a powerful signal to your subconscious. My first decision of the day is to retreat. It's a vote for procrastination. No one understood this internal battle better than Marcus Aurelius. Even one of the most powerful men in the world struggled to get out of bed. In his private journal, Meditations, he gives himself a direct and brutal pep talk. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work. As a human being, what do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for? Or is this what I was created for? To huddle under the blankets and stay warm? He goes on, don't you see the plants, the birds, the ants and spiders and bees going about their individual tasks, putting the world in order as best they can, and you're not willing to do your job as a human being? For Marcus, getting out of bed wasn't about productivity, it was about duty. To stay in bed was to choose comfort over purpose. The Stoic antidote, then, is to treat your wake-up time as a non-negotiable promise to yourself. When the alarm goes off, you get up. No debate. This is your first act of self-discipline, your first win of the day. You can follow it with another small act of order. Make your bed. It's a modern hack inspired by a timeless principle. It takes less than a minute, but it's a physical signal that you're turning a small piece of chaos into order. You're telling your mind, I'm in control here, I do what I say I'll do. That small win creates momentum for the rest of the day. The third habit that shatters our mornings is rushing without reflection. From the moment we're out of bed, we bolt. We rush through a shower, rush breakfast, rush out the door. This creates a state of chronic, low-grade panic. We're on autopilot, reacting to the most immediate demand rather than acting on our deepest values. This leads to snap decisions and eventually burnout. The Stoics knew that a day without preparation is a day left to chance. They had a core practice for this, which is now known by the Latin term premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Now, this sounds grim, but it's incredibly practical. It isn't pessimism, it's strategic preparedness. Instead of just hoping for a good day, the Stoic prepares for a difficult one. In his Meditations, Marcus starts his day by thinking about the people he will encounter. Begin the morning by saying to thyself, I shall meet with the busybody, the ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful, envious, unsocial. He did this not to become bitter, but to make sure that when he inevitably met these people, he wouldn't be surprised or thrown off balance. He had already rehearsed in his mind how he would respond with virtue, patience, reason, and understanding. The modern antidote is to dedicate just 5 to 10 minutes to stillness and journaling. Instead of rushing, you pause. You can use this time for 3 things. First, write down 3 things you're grateful for. This primes your mind for appreciation. Second, practice your own version of premeditatio malorum. What challenges are on the horizon? A tough meeting? A frustrating commute? Visualize them. Then, decide in advance how your best self will respond, with courage, calm, and wisdom. Third, set one clear intention for the day. Not a to-do list, but a guiding principle. It could be a simple reminder Marcus gave himself, which can be paraphrased as, all you need is sound judgment, unselfish action, and a grateful attitude in the present moment. This short practice transforms you from a reactor to a responder. You're no longer being ambushed by the day, you're meeting it, fully prepared. The final broken habit is the one that happens entirely inside our heads, starting the day with negative self-talk, and complaining. You wake up and your mind immediately lists its grievances, the tiredness, the deadlines, the annoyances from yesterday. This internal monologue is a poison. It frames the day through a lens of discontent and anxiety. The Stoics were ruthless about policing their own thoughts. Marcus Aurelius gave himself a stark command, often translated as, "Never be overheard complaining, not even to yourself." The antidote to this poison is a conscious cultivation of gratitude and purpose. It begins by recognizing the sheer privilege of being alive. While a widely circulated quote about this being a precious privilege is a modern paraphrase, it captures the spirit of authentic Stoic ideas about gratitude. Marcus himself wrote that we should be grateful for what we have, remembering how much we'd crave it if it were gone. To make this practical, you can use two Stoic-inspired tools. The first is to affirm a mantra. Instead of letting your mind default to complaint, give it a better script. Say it out loud. "Today I am grateful that I woke up," or a phrase inspired by Marcus. "Little is needed for a happy life. It is all within myself, in my way of thinking." The second tool is memento mori. Remember, you will die. This isn't meant to be morbid. It's a tool for radical appreciation. Remembering that our time is finite puts trivial complaints into perspective. It infuses the present moment with a sense of preciousness. What a gift it is to have this day, this breath, this opportunity to act. By replacing complaint with gratitude, you're not denying life's difficulties. You're simply choosing where to focus your energy. The battlefield of the morning is won or lost in these first few moments. Modern life has armed us with habits that ensure our defeat before the day has even begun. We give our focus to the screen, our discipline to the snooze button, our clarity to the rush, and our peace to pessimism. But the 2,000-year-old fix is simple and profound. It's a declaration of control. You replace the screen with serenity. You replace the snooze with duty. You replace the rush with reflection. And you replace pessimism with purpose. This is how you build your inner citadel. Not all at once, but brick by brick, morning by morning. The goal is to win the first 10 minutes of tomorrow, then the next day, and the next. These small, daily victories compound into a life of resilience, purpose, and peace. Your challenge is this: commit to building your fortress, one morning at a time. If you're committing to winning those first 10 minutes tomorrow, type Citadel in the comments below. Start tomorrow. Don't just wake up. Rise to the work of a human being.